Peace, ill Lord. Yo, you know what I've been thinking about, man? I've been building on music shit changing out here, my G. I've been changing right along with it. I ain't even gonna stunt, my nigga. I've been strained away, you heard? I'm back though, I ain't going nowhere, it's me, man. Verse body. You know what I'm saying? This is for the children of today, man. I thought I had friends, got knocked and had none. We used to get high every day, make mad runs with drugs and mad guns. But that fad is done, and I'm glad, son, cause I'm dead serious about having fun. I even had the baddest hoes. After 18 months, they all turned into savage hoes. Every letter talking shit like I'm some average Joe. Till I popped up back home with bags of dough, blowing bags of dro. As soon as I hit the brick, swore they was getting dick, but I ain't getting sick, I'm like a virgin. Besides beating my dick with soap, I'm fresh meat, fresh on the street with a brick of dope.
Hey yo, the children of today, they astray from their father's teachings, man. Everything they preach through the media, they believe in. What you seeing? Since we lost the crown, you're the devil, they haunt our soul on us, man. Yeah. Now we must remember all way back to the home light, you feel me? Children of today, they astray from their father's teachings. Everything they preach through the media, they believe in. What you seeing? Since we lost the crown, you're the devil, they haunt us, souls, they want us. Now we must remember all way back. I grew up as an orphan in this hellish realm. See, I was tossed in. Nobody taught the science of self, so I was lost in a world where little girls and boys get guided off the right path. The first number is 0, not 1, and that's your right path. But life has its obstacles for its purpose. You get the proper interpretation once your third optic observe it. It's got to be murders. Doctors is nervous. We in that state of emergency. Our psychological state is converted and imbalance. Our mentals is crowded with balance and unpure thoughts, so some get lost in them. Churches of Pergamus, believing in mythical gods like Hercules and idol worshippers, fire worshippers, Eros, Ephesus. A message of Smyrna. Paul taught the false doctrines of Jesus. Thyatira, the sexual acts is getting weirder. Sawdust, where Israelites no longer exist. Philadelphia, keep your eyes on the star shit. Laodiceans, Buddha enlightened them. So all righteous men, these words are right from our pen. It's coming right from when the light within is the real you, and that's the light of men. The kids growing up, enjoy life as a kid, for you know it, you'll be grown. Never thought you would live like this. Enjoy life as a kid, for you know it, you'll be grown.
Yeah. Gotta get ready, y'all. Yeah, man. Definitely. We want to give a salute. 10 toes down to everybody above ground who's here again, back at it. Wake Up Sheeple Show, Core TV Network. Y'all already know how I do. We about to jump right into the demonstration. I shade to all the great prophets, ancestors, aiders, messiahs, messengers who came before, making a platform available so we could be here today, giving you the message. Ashe. Jumping right into this demo of Our Story Tuesdays. Y'all know how I like to do. I like to deal with the supreme mathematics of things. So we're going to jump right in. You know, being that today's date is 3/24/2026, when we use the Gregorian frequency and calendar of things, and we look at it from extreme supreme mathematical state, we see that, you know, it's going to be knowledge born. You heard, all being born to knowledge cipher, all being born to knowledge. The 1 and the 9 get you 10. The 1 and the 0 get you 1, 10. We're going to talk about the 10 on another day, though, the power of the 10. We're going to deal with that on a whole nother demo. But we're just going to deal with some spell cracking for the day. It's Our Story Tuesdays and all of that. Like I said, I'm on my wake and bake, you know what I mean? Doing what I do. And the topic today we're going to talk about is, you know, this is Money Talks Part 2. We're going to extend it from yesterday. We was talking about, you know, how you know, people don't really understand commerce and how you do commerce, right? And so now we go talk about currency. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about currency. I told y'all I was gonna double back and deal with merchant and other a few other things. But just to be cracking some spells for y'all because we have to be mindful that words carry spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? Words create your world. You know what I'm saying? If you spell a word, and you add an L between the R and the D, you're gonna get the word world. You know what I'm saying? And so words help shape and create your world. You know what I'm saying? By the frequencies you say. So we all have been whirled into this world. You know what I'm saying? We all have been whirled, WHIRLED, world into the world. You know what I'm saying? We all been whirled into this world. And this is no play on words, but like I said, words carry spirits and everything is interconnected and interwoven. And you'll find that out more sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? The more you tap in, you'll find that out. But just with the spelling of the words and uh, how you can look at it and use the sound right reasoning to decipher, you know what I'm saying, what you actually looking into. Because you can look at something and then you can look into things. You can do an examination and actually observe things. And when you become the observer, you know what I'm saying, you're no longer in the ego none less you. So the point made is you have to do a lot of things when you're looking at these words. You can't look at things for face value. Like when you think of Donald Trump, for example, his name is Donald John Trump, right? But if you didn't do the etymology or the breakdown of word splicing to tap into his name, you wouldn't even understand that Donald means world ruler. The name Donald, it means world ruler. That's why we say shit like I'm a Don and Don Dada and all this other shit like that. You know what I mean? But that's frequency. You see the word Don, Donald, Donnie. You dig what I'm saying? But that shit mean world ruler, right? That's one to go on, right? And then when you going further to his name John, you understand that John is Hebrew for Yahan, Yan with the Y. You feel me? Johan, Ivan, and all these different languages, Sean and John and all that other shit in different languages, right? But John in Hebrew, from the oldest word, you're gonna get it to Yahan, which means Yan, and it's gonna mean grace by God. So this world ruler is graced by God. With God, we'll get into that on another note. But also know that John could be the nickname for John could be Jack. As y'all know, Donald J is a jackass, right? And so John could also mean Jack, right? And Jack is a supplanter. Okay? Jack means supplanter. And what does a supplanter mean? Someone who takes the place of something or someone through schemes or by force or by trickery. Someone who takes the place through scheme, force, or trickery. That's what the fucking name Jack means. And what is this dude doing? Let's just be realistic. Taking the place through scheme, force, or trickery. I'm just saying, his name alone is the attribute that he's carrying out because you're not your name. You live up to the title of your nobility. That's his title of nobility. I'm going to show you even deeper that his last name, Trump, which is not his last name. He changed, they got that family name, changed their name over. If y'all don't know, he's German. Okay? But Trump itself means to defeat, the triumph over a motherfucker, the Trump. That's what the whole shit is, the connection. You winning. You defeating shit. So you got this world ruler who is graced by God to be the supplanter to take the place through schemes of force and trickery, right? And defeat all of his opponents. That's what his name fucking carries out. That's what his name means. Donald John Jack Trump, which, like I told you, he's really drunk because that's a German name. Okay. His family changed their name over. That's a whole nother demo to be tapping into him, but I'm just giving you prime examples of how to The spell is on this nigga attribute, his motherfucking title and nobility, and look how this nigga living. And not only that, I'm gonna show you how it's so connected that he's really noble and royal and down with that shit. I'm gonna show you right here because I told y'all he's German. His last name is Drunk, basically going back to Hans Drunk. Hans Drunk. Okay, they was living over in some place called Calistastic or some shit like that over in Germany in 1608. You heard? This where that family come from. You heard me? And not only that, his peoples, Gwenda Blair, his ancestors, basically Gwenda Blair, right? Their family was a German wine growers. They was German wine growers. They grew wine and shit like that. But guess where they grew wine at? Basically, in the electoral Palatinate. In the electoral Palatinate, that's called the cup fads. And that was basically in the Holy Roman Empire. These niggas was brewing up wine for the Holy Roman Empire. They had a liquor store, nigga. They was the liquor store for the Roman Roman Empire. Trump and them family, nigga. How the fuck you think he in position today? Y'all can see the connection. We're being ran by Rome. I'm just giving you the jewels, right? So we're gonna talk about currency, right? Because the currency is what it's all about. When you think about Donald J, you thinking about currency. That boy bought his currency. But what is the currency? As you keep saying the word currency, you understand it's the currency that we're in. Okay, this cosmic sea, this galactic sea that we exist in. Okay, it's a sea. On the earth, you breathing in water and all that. This is oxygen. Oxygen is basically water. This shit is 80% water. Your body, 80% water. Liquidy, liquidy, liquidy. Okay? So it's a sea of things. The current sea, you know, the SEA, the current sea. Not only that, we also know that the moon controls the tides of the current sea. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about the word currency, going back to the Latin, carivi, carivi, or to the, which means to run or to flow, right? Or to go to currents, which means running, right? And it did in English in the 17th century. That's when basically currency got put into the English in the 17th century, meaning money passing through from one person to the next. But it wasn't talking about paper dollars yet. Paper dollars wasn't out. Okay, it was all about the precious metals because they were conductors of currency. Okay, understand that the silver coins and the gold coins and stuff like that, and the copper coins, current conductors. You dig what I'm saying? So understand that when it comes to the currency and the moon and how the moon has this gravitational pull, creating these rhythmic tides, you know, of current. You dig what I'm saying? Understand how the moon affects the planet when it pulls Earth's waters closer to it. And that's how the tides get high. So it got an effect on your human body. If you got 80% water in your body, you dig what I'm saying? Niggas don't even know, the blacks don't even know that water is their element though. Every human being got an element that's connected to him, right? Or every being, I'm not even gonna say human being because we all ain't human beings and all that other shit. We supreme beings. But I'm gonna break it down for y'all, right? Real quick. So every being basically got an element that's connected to him. We got the four elements, you know. You got the fire, the water, you got the land or the mineral kingdom and all that. And then you got the motherfucking the wind, right? So when you think about each being on the planet, which is the four beings in foundational status, you're gonna think about the motherfuckers who connected to the wind is the Mongolian seed or the Mongoloid, right? They will be connected to the wind. You notice their status and their style right now, they chi and everything. Everything's chi and the inner wind and grabbing the energy of the wind and all of that, right? So they on their motherfucking connected to their element. That's why the Chinese races and advances in the way they moving because they still connected to their element. Okay. Then you got the white man who's big on what? The fire, nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Or the Caucasoid seed, right? Wumukasu and all of that. You dig me? They dealing with the Wanzungu dealing with the fire. Rubbing two sticks together, he was amazed. Now everything with him is fire. That's why they blowing shit up now. Everything they don't can't even settle nothing without some fire going down. They was hanging us, burning us at the stake, all this other shit with fire, throwing cocktail bombs through your motherfucking windows with fire, using firearms to shoot you down. Everything's fire, bruh. When they come to them, they got fire in their eyes. When you take a picture of them, you see the red amber shit in their eyes. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just being realistic. Their element is fire, and they working with their shit. That's why they winning. The real fire worshippers is them. Okay? So when you go and you break down the science, they come from a fire worshiping nation. You know what I'm saying? Lineage and shit like that. So that's why they love the fire. Okay? Then when you break it down to the earth, you get into what you call the people over in Americas, the blacks over here in Americas. Because the black people in the Americas is the most agriculturalist people on the planet. All the plants and all the shit and all that. The Brazil got plants and shit that y'all, you know what I mean, that do all kind of shit, Amazon forests and stuff like that. We mastered all that plant shit. Remember when the white people came over here, we taught them how to do the corn and all, you know, all these different things and all of that. So we was basically the best motherfuckers with the plant shit. You dig what I'm saying? Over here. And then the black motherfuckers from the Africa shit and all that, they shit was the water. You dig what I'm saying? You got the watery shit. You heard? And so that's why today you see in the Marvel comics, Stan Lee wasn't bullshit when he tried to use Storm as the black goddess with the water shit because we were supposed to be the water gods and all of that shit. If you notice, most of the ancient stories talk about motherfuckers primal waters and all of that. Primal waters is that galactic currency. Okay? It's the galactic currency that we connected to. So we connected to those galactic waters, man. More than just these regular waters, too. If you go to the ocean and just sit in the ocean and talk to them, put your thoughts and meditate and all of that up in there, watch how your days and your weeks be. Just go sit by the beach and build with the water. Because we looked at these things like deities, you know, living entities, because it's alive. You know, it's a living thing. It has intelligence. So with that being said, understand that, you know, this current deals with electricity. Okay. The human body can generate over 100 watts of electricity while sleeping. Did you know that? While you sleep, you got enough electricity in you to light up a light bulb in your house. Motherfucker put a light bulb in your mouth while you sleep and it's lit. You did? I'm just saying now. That's how much money, moon energy, electrical current is generated in the body while resting, right? So when you active and moving around and all that, you generate up to 300 to 500. That's why when you touch a motherfucker and that shit shock, that shit be really hurting. You don't just be chill. You be like, oh shit, you know how? You jump back quick. That shock be powerful. That little ass joke that we feel when we get that little static shit from another motherfucker or touching the door handle, it be powerful in its own right, right? But the motherfuckers could generate up to 200 watt. I mean 2,000. The human motherfucker can generate up to 2,000 in a short burst. And 2,000 watts is enough to fry your ass and kill you. You know what I'm saying? 2,000 watts of electricity coming out of my body, shooting at a motherfucker. You know, it's like an electric chair. Electric chair is what? 30,000 watts. 30,000 and shit. But anything over 2,000 watts, you 1,000 watts and up, you basically dead. They can kill you. Fry your motherfucking internal organs and shit, you know, cause cardiac arrest, heart failure immediately. You know, it's gonna put you in the shock. It's gonna shock the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? So these are the type of power. This is the type of power you got inside of you. The type of watch. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with that kind of currency. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we're in this world and we've been whirled into this world, and this is a world of electricity. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in the current C that's filled with electricity. L, right? Electric city. Let's say that again. You got the EL that makes L. You got the X from the EC. You got the trick from the TRIC. And then you got the city. So it's elect tri city, electric city. It's a trick city that you're existing in if Aldebaran and them created all of this. If this is the devil's realm, as we like to say, and this is the devil's playground, and the devil was cast out and made the world and all this other shit and all of that, then this will be the electricity, the electric city. You know what I'm saying? Because El means God in Hebrew. Okay. Then you got the Ek, which is the religion, actually. You feel me? Which meant Holy Spirit or life force. You feel me? And in the Yorkshire language, it meant hell. You dig what I'm saying? So Ek, God's life force, right? God's Holy Spirit, light and sound. You dig what I'm saying? God's hell. You feel what I'm saying? And in Germanic language, we're talking about cornering shit off. It means to corner, to edge, or to angle. Remember, angle mean angel. Devil is a fallen angel. Lucifer. Lucifer goes to Tuesday. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Moon day. You know, Lucifer goes to Moon day, which is loony in Romania. Loony, lunatic, Lucifer. Lucy is a female. Satan is Saturn, the male aspect. Overstand that. Y'all don't know that. Lucifer is a feminine aspect. Okay? Overdig that. So we talking about Lucy. That's why they made that shit Lucy and all of that. And they play those little tricks in Hollywood and all that dumb shit. But my point being made is, you know, we talking about the L, X, then the trick, because it's cornering you off. The X is cornering you off. It's edging you off. You feel me? Squaring you off, helping you get squared off by Saturn or Satan, right? And then we go into what we call matter of fact, that whole Ek religion, that was the brother, the people that was going against the dude Martin Luther, who brought the whole Bible shit and all of that over here and all of that. You know what I mean? The Martin Luther nigga. You feel me? Who had that form of Christianity and shit like that, and made up all these different denominations and all that. They was going up against him. They wasn't feeling him. The motherfuckers who make the Ek religion and all of that. You feel me? But understand the trick. A trick is to deceive, is to fool, is to cheat someone skillfully. You feel me? And you could do it entertainingly. So Hollywood, when you think about Hollywood, they call it the entertainment show business and all of that. You feel me? You dig what I'm saying? But this is one of their spells. Because you know tame mean to get a hold of. Mean mind, and when they enter you, that's what they doing. They get a hold of your mind through the telling lies, through the vision. And when they use that magic wand, which is the holy wood, because Hollywood is a piece of wood, which is made to create magic wands that magicians and wizards and shit used to use and all of that. Okay? So that's the whole trick knowledge to that when you think about the spells, but it's a trick made to deceive. So when we come into this electricity, you know what I'm saying? You being tricked off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Also, the word trick mean a customer for sex. So a lot of us is sex slaves. You feel me? We are slave to the rhythm. The sex is the creator down here. Okay, you can't create shit without having a sex. Some form of sex. You did. So, with that being said, this is the city, Latin for civitum or civitas, right? Meaning citizenship, right? And we talking about from civis, from the Proto-Indo-European key, meaning to lie in bed, couch, or a beloved dear or place. To lie in a bed or a couch or a beloved dear or place. You feel me? So that's what the word city would really mean, coming from the civitas. You feel me? Remember, all citizens are bound by law, consenting to a certain government that got jurisdiction and constitutional rights over them, and they're obligated, in their obligations, basically. So anybody that's basically a citizen, you bound by law, consenting to a government. They got jurisdiction over you and constitutional rights and your obligations in exchange for legal rights and protection. What they call it legal rights. So it's their corporate world policy. As long as you following their policies, you good. But if you crack one of their policies, they get to do what the fuck you want. So you signing so many contracts, and that's what they deal with. Is a lot of contract law. You got to learn that. So people who are sovereign are basically exempt from federal and state and all that local law shit, and from their taxes and their regulations and their ordinances and things like that once you become sovereign. You see what I'm saying? So in our story, we were sovereign. We came from a sovereign aspect. And that's what they don't want you to overstand. They want you to stay as a citizen. You feel me? They want you to stay as a citizen. You do in that state of meditation, because Zen mean to meditate. So they want you to have you stuck. You feel what I'm saying? Basically sitting, to keep this game going, right? To keep the game going, because they're about merchandise and shit like that. They gotta hustle and they gotta sell this merchandise. So we talking about a merchant rolling the dice. Okay, what is a merchant? A merchant is a person that's on his business shit. Motherfucker that's trying to get business popping. They engage in basically retail and trade and all of that. And it's coming from the French word mer, right? The French word mer meaning sea or ocean. Hence, when you get mermaid, a sea maiden, right? A sea maiden chanting a repetitive song. Someone who sings a song of the sea. Okay, that's what a mer chant would be. Because the chant is to be repetitive, to sing something over and over again, right? And so that's what they want. They want repetitive business. They want business to repeat over and over again, over and over again. They want things to repeat. So they want repeat customers. And it's funny because repeat deals with the word feather. Repeat deals with feather. How? Because repeat comes from the Latin word repetere. Repetere in Latin, right? Which means to return, because you're going from the root word of that, which is re, to mean to do over again, once more. And the word pateri means to seek, to claim, to desire, to actually attack. Okay? So they attacking you with these sales and shit, and they attacking your emotions. That's what they doing, because they playing on your emotions to get you to buy shit. When they chant these songs over and over again to put you under a spell. You heard? And so, like I said, the word repeat deals with repetati, right? Going into re meaning do over, patati meaning to seek, to attack, to claim, and desire. Patati in Old German basically gets you to feder. The word feder, Feder, which means wing. Okay, it means wing in Old High German. Okay, feder, where we get the federo, which is the central point of the government, right? But it means feather means wing, and you tie that into the Sanskrit when you get the word vati, vati, which means to blow. Okay, and the wings got to get wind to blow in order to fly, right? So you got wings of a government, and it's two sides to one bird. Okay, war and peace. You feel me? The good and evil, and all that means is that it's all connected to that same bird, which is trying to get you to blow your ass to the moon. Okay? That's why they talk about going to the fucking moon so goddamn much. Okay? They want your soul to go to the fucking moon. So it can be squared off by Saturn, which is no more than Satan. Okay? No more than Satan. Saturn is Satan. Okay? This is what we have to understand. This is a nefarious system that they have cooked up to square us off. You feel me? Because our whole lives we've been boxed in. Our whole life we've been boxed in. We talked about it yesterday. Being in that box your whole life. You feel me? And not only that, people don't understand even to feather something, right? Is to turn a oar in commerce talk, in the sea talk, the sailors and shit. We say feather it, brother. Also, in English, it means to square. Okay, it means to square. Remember, we said a square person is somebody who don't know what's going on. You square head ass motherfucker. You're supposed to stand on your square, not be a square. You did settle all debts so we could be squared up. You heard? But overstand tying back into it blows Vatican, right? Vati ties into the word Vatican, right? Because feather, the word father, right? And feather, when you take the E out of feather, you get father, right? And then the old English word feather, feather, right, goes into the Dutch word veder, veder, right, which is feather, Dutch Vader. When we get Darth Vader, right, which means father. That's why I am your father, Luke. Darth Vader, I'm your father. They knew all of that. The writers and all that shit know about language and all of that. That's what I'm saying. That's why they name these people that. That's why they name movies the way they name them. Everything's a spell, but you gotta look that deep. If you're not looking that deep, you just gonna take it for face value, and that's how I know motherfuckers under the spell. Because you looking at life through symptomatic thought and not symbolic thought. You can't see the motherfucking signs and the magic of the logos because all writing is a form of spell. And understand all letters ain't nothing but symbols, and symbols is logos, and logos is magic. Donald, John, Jack, Trump, or Trump, because we know his last name Trump. But anyway, Donald Trump. And we went over what his name means, and look what he doing. Look how he moving. Come on. So we know that words carry spirits. Don't be a squarehead, right? So Darth Vader means father. So we talking about the dog father. But when you flip that dog around and put that D and that G or flip it around, you get Godfather, right? But when they say dog father, we talking about series, Canis Major, Canis Major, Canine, the dog star, the dog father, because they got their connection to ancient Kemet. They stole some of the Kemet shit. They riding with a certain entity from that force because they put down a certain shit too. That shit ain't always right and exact either. Okay? So understand that. Okay? The dog father, because they're connected to Major Canis. But when you flip that around, you get the Godfather, because Vatican, right, which is got a pope, and the pope, from the Spaniard point of view, from their linguistic point of view, the pope is Papa, Papa, the father, Poppy. Okay, you feel that? In Italian, Verdi, the Veder, the Vader, the Feather, which means to see, because La Santa Sede means the holy seed in the Vatican. Okay? To see, meaning sight, SEE, the holy seat, or the holy seat, or the holy headquarters, nigga, for Saturn or Satan. You heard me? So I'm gonna need y'all to stay afloat with me and follow me because to float, we talking about like a cash register float out. You heard? To stay afloat, you gotta be on the water and floating on the water, right? Everything's water. So we all trying to stay afloat. And we ain't trying to drown, because once you drown, you basically going in debt. Debt means you dead. And that's when all the loan sharks come. And it's gonna cost your ass an arm and a leg to get out of that debt. It's not just a play on words. Float mean boat, nigga. From the word flota, which means ship. All right? And this is why they trying to sell you some shit, because they got salesmen that goes from the boat commerce talk from real salesmen. The niggas that was up on the sails helping the boat flying with the wind shit, adjusting and doing the adjustment to the sails. Well, the same shit niggas do as salesmen today. They doing adjustments to the sails. Salesmen. It's not just a play on words. It's all interconnected and interwoven, right? So understand, man, they need you. When sales are up, they want people to motherfucking blow their legal tender currency, right? Making it a windfall for their merchandise. Like I told you, because they taking a chance when the merchant roll the dice. These niggas is hustling, bro. These niggas is hustling. And it's all about liquidation. Terminating the motherfucking competition. You feel me? When assets get discharged and the lies, abilities basically, when assets give power to the deception, also meaning murder or murdering of the competitor. That's what liquidating means. Liquidating mean to kill, to eliminate, nigga. Or it can mean by paying off a debt. We already born in debt through your social security and all of that shit. You heard? You've been liquidated. Liquid, when you think about liquid, you're thinking about the sea and the water. This is why all ships are berthed at docks. Okay? Birth. And you have that certificate of manifesto with a date, and it's dated, right? When the ship get birthed at a dock, BERTH, you got a certificate of manifesto, and they got to get dated. The same fucking way you are when you have birth, when your mother gives birth, BIRTH or BEARTH, be earth, your birthday, to be on earth, be earth, birthday. Dig what I'm saying? It's not just a play on words. Everything is interconnected, interwoven, heard? So, like I said, you've been liquidated at birth from that certificate of manifesto. When they sign that birth certificate, you got liquidated, nigga. You heard? When you arrived from your mother hips, you came from the mother ship. Because if you take the S off of hips and put it at the end, if you take the S off of hips and put it at the beginning, you're going to get ship. So we're talking about mother's ship and mother's hips. That's the matrix you came from, the womb you come from. The spaceship you came booming and zooming in out of was your mother's hips. That's the mothership talk. You heard? It was just tripping, Lord. But it's been another galactic glorious day. I just wanted to go over a few things. Hope these spells that I cracked for y'all was helpful. It's been another galactic glorious day. Y'all traveling in harmony. Peace. We're gonna go out with a banger today, man. You know.
Divine light of the macabre, bringing truth to the seas. Was born to teach in New York, that means Muslim, I mean medicine man, Dr. Satan. Stay booking my weed, spit facts, and all my raps from the Jews I will read. Yo, it's the angelic messenger. who jam slams like wrestlers, correcting your visual dyslexia, affecting your train of thought and bad mistaken. Holy Ghost has possessed me like Moses. My staff's an ink and my scarf turned into a scroll. Lo and behold, I unfold the pure essence of my soul, which is better than gold, than any precious metal or stone. Can never compare to the blood, flesh, and bone. The devil make evil seem fair, but we aware we can tell us you near. The only one the sun killing don't belong in the spare. Curse seed of Canaan, Germans, and the Queen of England. Beast the regions, and I can see they demons who worship the globe, praying up in terms to the Pope, gathering in their Vaticans. Curses they spoke, hell bastards, spell casters, made it big some arm and robberies, turn y'all little gays back to hell's ashes. Fuck the hell and gases, and meditate my soul, live up and tell the masses, let's elevate to a state in the mental core, having gates where things can never raise, can never hate. This cosmic love is what we spread in space. As the night falls down on the earth, another mother loses a son, cause where I'm from the young chooses a gun. Heard a few chicks scream, HIV spreading, everybody bump the same bunnies. As the night falls down on the earth, another mother loses a son, cause where I'm from the young chooses a gun. Heard a few chicks scream, HIV spreading, everybody bump the same bunnies. Feel like it's hell, witches and warlocks and cash spells, cause for my block we get block niggas and blast shells, killing ourselves, the psychological project mentality. The rain, a barrage and bullets, causing casualties, all innocent victims. Living in a world where the most prettiest girls be the wickedest women. She thinks she fly with a fat ass and look real pretty. Always be fresh to death, but her inside's dirty. She got herpes and spread it to whoever she can. Her little man's 14, keep a blunt in his hand. He think he cool cause he smoke weed. Drop out of school with dope weed, poppin' shit like little niggas don't believe. He think he hard cause he down with a gang. Got beef with some kids from up the street now. And all of them bang. Shorty slipping, so they caught him for his chain. In the park, thought he was smart until they blew out all of his brains. As the night falls down on the earth, another mother loses a son, cause where I'm from the young chooses a gun. Heard a few chicks scream, HIV spreading, everybody bump the same bunnies. As the night falls down on the earth, another mother loses a son, cause where I'm from the young chooses a gun. Heard a few chicks scream, HIV spreading, everybody bump the same bunnies.